Welcome to 4children.ca's series of conversations on the collaborative and proactive solutions model. First, we'll be speaking with Dr. Ross Greene, who is the founder of this collaborative and proactive solutions model, often referred to as a CPS model. So let's begin. Welcome, Dr. Greene.
Cece, I'm delighted to be working with 4children again on our workshop in 2023. It's always a pleasure working with you, and you always do an amazing job of pulling these things together. Obviously, I'm going to be talking about collaborative and proactive solutions, the model I originated, and some people are probably familiar with the books that it's described in: The Explosive Child, Lost at School, Lost and Found, Raising Human Beings. This 2-day webinar is going to focus, the first day is going to provide an overview of the model, going to cover the whole thing in one day. And the second day, we go a lot deeper into the model. People who are new to the model find that first day to be crucial because they're getting the 10,000-foot view. And a lot of people find that second day to be very valuable as well, because then we're getting into the nuances and the particulars of the model. So I'm really glad to be doing this with you again.
Thank you. That's great. I have a couple of questions for you, Ross. People have asked me, they took the model or they took your training 2 to 3 years ago, and they're wondering if attending another workshop would be beneficial, and your thoughts on that.
They get to decide that, but the model continues to evolve. So that's answer number one. But answer number two is what I hear from people who attend multiple of my speaking engagements is that because they got so much information the first time, and because they weren't able to integrate it all, because there's a lot of information, they pick up on a lot of things the second time, the third time, even the fourth time that they didn't pick up on the first time. I would say those are two good reasons to attend again, but obviously that's a personal choice for people. Be delighted to have them again.
That's great. That's kind of what we wanted to hear. Another question was from parents, because they get a little intimidated. They think maybe it's just for teachers and educators. And I've often reassured them that it's not. And I do notice that people, or parents especially, take so much away on day one that they're already implementing it by the time they come into day two. So could you share a little bit more about that there's no boundaries as to who should take your workshop?
You know what? This is for anybody who wants to learn more about and apply the CPS model. I try to give as many examples from real life for parents as I do for educators, for clinicians, for staff in treatment facilities. I try to be an equal opportunity workshop presenter. If you are living with, working with a kid with concerning behaviors, I'm going to try to make the 2 days work for you, no matter what your context.
Okay, that's great. Now, the last one, I know during my working career that this has come up quite a bit. And it is that some of the schools are using ABA, applied behavior analysis. And parents are a little, should I say, flummoxed with that, because they feel that they have to follow the directions of the school system, even though they've taken the course and they prefer it to do the CPS model than the ABA. They feel it's a lot gentler with their child. And how do they, this is just kind of overall, but how would they present that to the school system if they're kind of bent on using one strategy throughout the school or the district?
Well, collaborative guy that I am, not sure that schools should be telling parents that this is the only way they can do things with a particular child. I think that in the same way that I believe that parents should be open-minded if what's being done with a child isn't working very well, I think educators need to be open-minded if their standard way of doing things isn't working for a particular student. So I understand it's a delicate situation, but it depends a little bit also on the applied behavior analyst, because they're trained differently. They have
Mhm.
different points of view. They are not coming from the exact same place. They often disagree with each other. So it depends a little bit on how the applied behavior analyst is trained and how open-minded they are to other things. There are many board certified behavior analysts who love the CPS model and apply it. So obviously ABA does not rule out CPS, but the biggest issue is it's a bit of a delicate situation because some schools are more collaborative in working with parents than others. Some schools are more rigid in the way that they do things than others. What we're looking for is what's going to be in the best interest of the kid, not sticking with some rigid program. No program works for every kid. If we're rigid in the application of our program, we are inevitably going to be missing some kids and not giving them what they need. There you have it.
Yeah, that's great. The answers to those questions, I think, will mean a lot to a lot of people. And I appreciate you spending the time to share that with us.
My pleasure.
Ross.
And
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to 2023.
Good. Thank you. We are too.